What is up, boys and girls? Mpire Steve back with you yet again. Today is Sunday, and I want to show you this cool indicator that I found recently. It's in regards to the ICT method, and I think you all might actually like it as well. So, first off, though, let's talk about Apex Trader. My funded account is active now, so tomorrow I can start trading on that, which is pretty cool. It's a $50,000 account. I paid $36 when it was 80% off, and that was pretty legit. I was funded. I traded the 7 days and was funded. I basically, my 7th day was Friday, so pretty cool. Plus, I still have a couple of TickTick Trader funded accounts, and I have my Elite Trader funded account. I'm up $3,200, and I've been on live on that account for 2 days. That is pretty cool. But if you have access to NinjaTrader, have used it before, are familiar with it, and you want to be a funded trader, you can do an evaluation with them, and you can use my code, which is below. You can find my code right down there. Can't miss it. And that will get you 50% off, which is still really good. The $150,000 account would cost you $165 instead of $300, which that is nice. I went with the $50,000 account because I thought it would be easier to meet that minimum threshold once I started trading on a funded account. Plus, I can still use 10 contracts, so that was appealing to me. The $75,000 and the $100,000 and the $150,000 they're all appealing though. Like, you can do a lot with them as long as you are a profitable trader and you know how to control your risk management. So there is that. But I am going to show you all today this neat little indicator that I found, and I'm going to remove it right now so I can show you how to load it. But you go to your indicators on TradingView and you type in fractal break imbalance fair value gap by Gene Clash right here. Give it a little favorites so you don't forget it later on, and you click on that, and that is it in a nutshell. I do have it changed just a tad, so I have show market structure breakouts, and it says period 2. I don't know why. I don't know what that period 2 is. Let's see what it does when you change them. What is that? Huh. Wonder what the difference is. I'll have to mess around with it. 2 is the lowest you can go. Huh. Well, I'm going to leave it at that because that's what I've had it on thus far. But you can change the color of these fair value gaps. It's totally up to you. And you can change it by going to here, and you can move that to white. Up to you. You can say move this to black. You can't see that. Let's go. You don't want to do gray because that's a little. Let's see what blue looks like. You can do blue, just something that you can see. And then you can change this to orange if you wanted to. So it's just totally up to you. I'm going to leave it at default. Reset settings like that. Then add this back. And I'm going to roll just like that because I can see it completely fine. And I'm going to show you as fast as I possibly can what I'm going to be looking for with this and how I'm going to use it every day in the markets. So as you can see, it draws the fair value gaps perfectly. Like, you can go to the 1 hour and find it. There's fair value gap there, like all that. So they're just simply like, they're just clean. Like, it's much cleaner than me trying to do it. As you can see, there's one there and there. That's on the 15-minute. So this is what I would do as the market, because I trade in the mornings, right? So I like to trade when intraday New York session is just now opening. You can find a lot of plays at like 8 Eastern time, 8:30 Eastern time. I like to wait until just a few minutes after the market actually opens up, look for my plays that way. But what I do every day is I mark the pre-market high and the pre-market low. This one doesn't really count. Like that's just from news. I guess it really does count. And then the low is there. So of the early session, like when, you know, the London session is closing, I want to see the low before that and then the high of the, you know, of the pre-market. So there's that. And then I would draw a box. So I'm not going to draw this huge, massive fair value gap, but I already know, right, that we had a similar situation. I even said this in my video I made yesterday, on Friday, that this is exactly what I would have done. I'm not saying that. I don't want a huge line, but I know that price is going to come back up in this area. Go to my Friday video and watch that video. I said that same exact thing I just said then. That price is going to go up here, come back a little bit later, and watch and see what price does. So I traded all of this chop on Friday, and I made money. I made like $1,200, I think it was. But this would be how I use it. And I would have bought this here and sold, you know, shorted here and trailed my stop like I always do and took my profit. Like that's a decent move. 713 down to 670. Like that's like 40 points right there. That's decent money, and probably would have shorted here. The smarter thing to do would be to, and this is what ICT teaches you, and you know, is to buy, you know, like I should have bought up here, right? Up here and held just as long as, and then put my stop loss to the high of this candle. So my stop loss could have came here, and you can see I never would have been stopped out. So very similar situation. We have this fair value gap here formed when the market started to go down. So we form another fair value gap. What does price do? Comes up here, 1, 2, 3, and then there's that drastic drop. So you can see price never came above, like this is where your stop loss should technically be, and that's like, you would have lost a decent amount of money if price would have came up there, but even just one contract would have made you so much money, right? So that would have been just awesome plays regardless, and it just shows you where all the fair value gaps are at. Just shows you all of them. It's not going to go back days and days and days. It's going to show you the fair value gaps for this session. I don't know if there's a way to show prior sessions, or, you know, periods and time or time ranges or what have you, but, you know, you guys can figure it out, right? So like this would have been a legendary play. I'm sure it drew this out. So you have that to there, like that, and there's a fair value gap there, but you're going to go with the one that's closest, correct? So this one is closest in time compared to these, or even that one. But price comes up, goes back into the fair value gap, and then back into this fair value gap. You see what I'm saying? And even later on goes back into this fair value gap right here, and acts as an area of support right there. So you can just see what this indicator is going to be legendary, right? So it's going to take a lot of the looking and thinking out of the picture. Like these small ones, I believe are going to be just invalid. And personally, I think they're going to be invalid. I want to see these a little bit bigger ones, and that is how I am going to use them. So let's see if it's viable with anything else. I highly doubt it. Yeah, that looks a little bit clunky. Definitely with Forex you can use it. So we'll go to the Euro USD. Actually, let's do something a little different. Let's go with this AUD USD and see if we find anything. We are on the 5 minute. So there is that, but yeah, it's pretty decent. You're gonna have, sometimes price is gonna go below, but that's why you put your stop at the low of the prior candle, so most would say down here, but I just feel like that's a little steep. So I don't know how I would use it completely with this one, but Euro USD, you can definitely use it. Like that would have been a nice one. I don't know why that's showing that. So let's go down there to, oh my gosh, oh wow. So like that. Anyway, it's close. But boom, bada bing, you see that? So I'm strictly going to be playing the US futures or the index futures, and it is going to be ES and NASDAQ, but it takes a lot of the thinking out of if you're trying to find fair value gaps, and just makes it a lot more simple. So that is all I had for you today. I hope that we all have a nice and green week coming up. I plan to do recaps. I will say this now, I'm going to be pretty busy with work because we are going to be shutting down in a few weeks. So it's going to be a grind to try and get completely caught up, so we don't have to worry too much about being off. So I'm not sure how many videos I'm going to be able to make, if I'm going to be able to do them every day. I'll try my best to figure something out. We'll see. But that is it. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you all next week. Take care.